Hello everyone, Chris England here once again. This time we're doing the brand new Mythic banner. So unfortunately this was a little bit later because I've been working a lot of hours at my new job, but new Mythic heroes are always a good thing. And for our new hero we have the Cycle Keeper. We have Arval. So this is never a surprise when they give us a hero from the newest game right after releasing another banner for that game. So seeing Arval as the newest mythic did not surprise me one bit. I'm pretty sure that there was a decent amount of gap between this one, so that is actually a good thing. I'm also happy to say that since I've never played the Three Hopes game or either of the games, that this is one of those banners where I feel like I can just summon a little bit and then skip. But for Arval, we have a colorless tome infantry. A lot of people were surprised that Arval was not a dragon as rivaling Sothis. So for the illustration, we have Arc Nijima. And then for the voice actress, we have Mutsumi Tamura. So some of the easier ones I know of are newest one would be probably Hermes Costello from the JoJo series, Kobayashi from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Finn from Danmachi, and then probably a little bit older is the child Kakashi from the Naruto series. I will not say anything about the artwork because I feel like a lot of people cover that anyways. I do like the fact that I like the contrast between with the eyes, earrings, and then the symbol on the chest with the completely white clothing as well as white facial markings and hair. And it's also nice to see another anima hero for us. And we have yet another busted kit. We've seen this a lot with a lot of the limited heroes in general. So first we're going to start off with Lacey's. We're also going to see a return of the attack res tempo. And we're going to get a brand new oath skill. This time is going to be attack res 4. So at the start of turn, if the Arval is within 2 spaces of an ally, they get attack res +6, and they can teleport to next to a ally within 2 spaces. And then if there's a ally within 2 spaces during combat, they get attack res +3. Then we move on to the exclusive stuff, the Rite of Souls. So of course we're going to get the cooldown count -1, and then at start of turn, any foes with it that have lower res than Arval and are within the 3 columns and 3 rows get cancel. So this is a wide range canceling guard skill. And then if Arval attacks or is within 2 spaces of an ally, during combat they get Spectrum +5, deal 20% more damage, deal a bonus damage equal to 20% of their resistance, and the foe cannot perform a follow-up attack. So this does mean that Arval is going to be slow. Not necessarily the slowest, because usually those are reserved for units that guarantee their own follow-ups and nullify effects that deny those. But the biggest thing is, of course, going to be the Duality A skill, a base of attack res +9. This is the highest that we have ever seen a skill go for a bonus set without having to go anywhere else. So far, the best that we've seen is either in solid ground or still water, and even those have a downside. However, this plus does not just stop with the bonus. Arval will gains triangle advantage and inflicts triangle disadvantage to any non-colorless foes. So any red, any blue, and any green foes. As well as being a weird case where during combat, any effects that would buff triangle advantage or debuff triangle disadvantage any further are nullified. So this is a weird case where we're saying we don't want triangle advantage anyways. So this is a very dangerous skill. And of course, we're going to get the, at the start of combat, if units HP is at least 25% or higher, guaranteed follow-up. So of course, slow as molasses. Now, the only thing is that this unit is also going to have a very high attack and res set. And looking at the stats, it's actually very entertaining that both defense and res are super boons. Everything else is a super bane. So most likely what you would want for this unit is a plus res to get that guard effect on any foe within that range. Now, this is a very powerful kit. I would actually question the need to change once again. I usually say that in general. I would always say that Menace would be a better choice instead of this Oath, but since all the skills have the weapon's main bonus has one of its conditions being within 2 spaces of an ally, it's actually, I personally say that it's actually better to have that Oath. Plus, adding on the more debuffs and more buffs really doesn't affect enough to the unit, I think. It might be a small swing, but it's not much. And the only menace that I can really think of that would actively help is attack res. Since speed doesn't matter, since Arval offers both guaranteed and denial. So speed is out of the question. Having a defensive type menace would not work at all, since Arval is, of course, a magic unit. And having the only case in which having anything else would be adding on attack res menace. Now, I will say that having the tempo is a very interesting, odd choice, not necessarily the oddest, but I would actually say that having, instead of the tempo, just putting Vantage on him, her, its, Arval, whatever. Yes, I understand that Arval is technically genderless. So adding on Vantage into their kit would actually make them a very dangerous unit. Now, the only disadvantage being with the duality is that it is a very good skill that takes up the ace slot. So you can either choose between this or distant counter. Because most likely, if they ever make a close counter, it probably will not. It might only be going to bows. So that's the only thing that I would realistically suggest for the kit change. And then the 11 heroes that come with Arval are Lif, Crom, Mirabilis, Plumeria, Oter, Atri, Elamine, Leticia, Sane, Est, and Oscar. So this is another very stacked banner, and all the colors have some level of value. I'll start with colorless for Arval. Arval in of themselves, very good. Elamine is a very good unit because she has a C skill that offers damage reduction. She offers false start. And is a very good support healer. Asker is a very good denier, as he does come with Bulwark, having that the opened domain is a very useful skill for a multi-world team. In addition, having just very good damage reduction, true damage reduction in general, from what I remember. Everything else is kind of in a weird slot. I think, for me, red is kind of one of those really odd ones where it's also It's also the case that we have a very odd two mythic only set, since both colorless and red have only mythic units. There's no legendary and no normal. I would say for beginner players, definitely red is very, very useful, as you have two really good dancer units. Lif is a horrifically outclassed mythic, but he does come with a distant counter. He also comes with a penalty based bonus. Uh, Mirabilis and Plumeria, I won't say that they're fully interchangeable in this case. They both have different stat lines. I think that for beginners, Mirabilis would probably be a better target to aim for, as she is a very good survivor, as opposed to Plumeria, who is more of a magic tank. But it's the fact that they both have very good dance skills. The buffs that they gift or the debuffs that they inflict are very useful. Next up, I would say is green. While Letizia is part of the normal pool, having her at an 8% is a really good thing because she does come with a very rare catch skill. She also comes with a tier 4 rouse and a far trace, making her a very good magic destroyer. Now, she is one of those cases, does have one of those kits where she does rely on her weapon to give her a follow up, but even still, is a very good cannon. Atri is the same way, with having damage reduction in her B skill, having a rain in her own rain and a tier 4 solo, in addition to having a turn 1 through 4 Kanto, and also being a fire legendary. Definitely a very good unit to summon for. For me, since I don't have Oter yet, I might try summoning for him, because I do think that his kit in and of itself is very good. Having that the cavalry duel skill at a 4, giving him a buff to his stats. Same thing with Atri, having Kanto built into his weapon, flow refresh, and a menace, as well as a PRF special. The dud color is blue this time around. While I don't think any of the units are necessarily duds in and of themselves, Crom still is missing his refine as well as a remix, so he's kind of like Lif in that sense, where he needs more work to be done on him. Est is a very good unit with an unfortunate choice for her A skill, and that I always say that Brazen Speed Res 4 would have been a way better choice for her. Because of the fact that you don't have you need more speed with her as opposed to attack. Sane is a really good choice for support, for a team that just needs a support unit that can also do lots of damage. She also comes with flow refresh as well. I would say that definitely topping is colorless. Red and green are kind of tied just because of the amount of limited units in them, with blue kind of falling behind on this one. Excuse me. However, I do think that there is a lot of value to pull. Arval's kit is very, very generous with what it can do, killing every single version of Sothis currently available. Elamine is a good healer support unit. Asker is a good support tank unit. I believe now, unfortunately, everything aside from the two dancers as well as Letizia, everything else is kind of like summonable, but you can kind of skip for it. And so that's one of the things I do think of. In terms of the spark, I probably would put Arval first, and then Oter second would be for catalog. If I managed to pull any of these within like the first couple of summons, I would probably either skip for the next banner or summon for a new Asker, since mine has very poor IVs. But I think that's really it for the entirety of the kit. Like I said before, I do think in this case the tempo is a very odd choice. Not because I don't think that activating Arval's special is necessarily the main goal, since their kit has lots of damage in terms of what they can offer, offering bonus damage based on resistance, gaining an automatic triangle advantage bonus during combat against anything not colorless, and having just a base +9 to both attack and res just by being near a foe at the start of combat, and start of turn and start of combat. In addition to having that +5 to everything on stats. I'll be very honest. I really wonder what they were thinking when they made duality for that attack res +9 without any kind of downside. But that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I very rarely say this anyways, but please subscribe. It definitely helps my channel out, especially since I'm trying to take off a little bit more. And I will see you in the next video.